So this is a part that we're all familiar with, this Luxor. So part name, material type. We're going to select cold roll. And now we can bend it. So I'm going to use the hotkey B. I'm going to select don't change anything. Simple part, simple program. We'll play it. That'll work. But if we look here, that might be a small issue. So we're probably going to have to resequence this part. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use the letter S on the keyboard for the sequence, and the sequence is highlighted here. So now it's been resequenced. So right there, it's going to be the same on the opposite side. And the way I'm moving the mouse, if I hold the mouse wheel button, I can move the part up and down. If I click and hold, also on the mouse wheel, if you rock the mouse wheel left or right, you can zoom in. But as of right now, we can see that our top and bottom are short. So I just highlighted the bottom tool, and depending if where you hover your mouse, if I put it in the center of the tool, it gives me up, left, and right. If I put it towards the left of the tool, it gives me this little red arrow. Same on the right side. That would be if you wanted to drag it. But for now, I want both tools to be bigger. So I just extended it out just a little bit. So now it's a little bit bigger. We're clear. So we have a collision right here. So I'm going to slide the part over. Give myself a little bit of room. And it's still colliding with this bend right here, but it's not a big deal. It's just a slight kicker. It doesn't affect anything. So if we go up here in the tree, it says the punch is going to collide with the part. If you click where that error is, it'll show you. If we double click on the step, it gives us all the information. And now we can hit mask error. And use the escape to get out of that window. But we're also going to slide this part over a little bit. So now it's clear. Want to give ourselves a little bit of a gap. So that's fine the way we have it. So now I'm going to go to the bend settings. So I'm going to use the hotkey T and then the letter A to go to bend settings. I'm going to click Edit All Bends, or you can use the hotkey of F5. I'm going to edit the mute point. I'm going to bring it down to the minimum, 0.080. Bend speed. Sometimes you want to be cautious of that. If you have a big part, it'll always default to the fastest speed. So if it was a big part, I would probably run it at 0.1. You don't want to put any back bends or run the risk of hurting yourself. And then we go down to retraction. You can edit how much the retract value needs to be in either direction. So if I wanted, I could have it at the Z, so where it goes side to side. X is in and out, R is up and down. It'll always default to the X direction. Down here where it says parallel retraction, if you wanted to use TCB on the 5130, if you always have it set to yes by double clicking, you can use TCB instead of having to flip TCB on and then getting an error in the parameters on the machine and then having to put withdrawal parallel. Bend guard modes, if you double click, you can have it set to normal, box, normal stop, box stop, so on and so forth. The speeds, the step change. So I'm going to unclick Edit All Bends. So the step change point, after the step is completed, it bent the part, it'll move to the next step by going all the way up. That's what the top dead center is. So it's decompress, mute point, top dead center stop, and foot switch. Top dead center stop is where you have to hit the stop button on the actual controller in order to go to the next step. Foot switch is where you tap the foot pedal and it allows it to go to the next step. That can be very handy. It'll automatically calculate what it thinks is best, and it's typically pretty safe. Up here in the RAM cycle, if you had a part that needed dog ears, sometimes if the RAM moves up very quickly, it can bring the part up with it if it's hooked in there with dog ears. So you might want to pay attention to the opening speed on that step, so that way when the part and the RAM go up, it doesn't happen extremely fast, running the risk of damaging the part or hurting yourself. So you can edit the speed and how fast it comes up. And then as soon as you exit out of this window, it'll save it. Now, if you wanted to leave a note for the actual part so that way the operator can see it on the floor, if you hit T and then B, part settings, so under settings you can leave part notes. Sometimes it comes in handy if you already know the part is not symmetrical. You can leave a note here saying that. And that'd be basically all the parameters.